Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DJ Mac from the Self-Expression Project. Right now, we're going to do a mapping for the Traktor X1 Mk2. So if you do have one, it'll be a lot easier for you to follow along. Just want to say real quick, this video was pretty much inspired through Ian Golden's clip to actually find a play pause break on the play pause for the Traktor X1 Mk2. So just want to thank Ian Golden from DJ Tech Tools, and hopefully I may be the first one to actually create a mapping for this. So hope other DJs may find this more useful. So here we go. So first thing you want to do is start off with your controller, and then you're going to open up your preferences. Okay, and once that's open, you're going to actually create a play pause button. It may sound kind of funny that you're creating a play pause button even though it's already mapped on there, but we're actually going to overwrite the current play pause button in conjunction with the current one. So you're not really actually deleting anything, you're just kind of like adding to what's already on there. Alright, so we're going to hit play pause, okay, and we hit learn. Okay, now we're going to map this play pause on our deck B, so everything's going to be mapped to this play pause, and everything for deck B and effects unit 2. Okay, so I'm going to hit play on this just so it maps it. Okay, once you do that, you want to go over to assignment and make sure you're on deck B, and then you want to do a modifier M1, leave the value at 0, and it's also a button, and you want to make sure that it's direct. Okay, the value up here is 0, so that means that this value is going to be a value of 1, and we're going to invert. There's a reason why we're inverting. I'll explain a little bit at the end, but it's very important that you keep that inverted. The reason why we have a value of 0 and 1 is because we're also going to create a modifier. But before we do that, we're just going to duplicate the same thing, hit learn again, hit play, and then same thing, we're going to actually change this value to 1 and this set value to 0. Okay, and also make sure it's that deck B. So also, if there's any problems, you just want to double check everything before you start really complaining about anything. But you can always, again, email me at bboymac27@gmail.com. So next thing you want to do is we're going to add in a modifier, and you add this modifier, and we're going to learn it to the same button and create a M1 modifier. Make sure the value of here is 0, and the interaction will be direct, and you want to set that value to 1. Okay, and same thing, sorry, you want to duplicate, hit learn, hit play. Okay, next thing you want to do is again make sure that this value goes from 0 to 1 and flip-flop from 1 to 0. Okay, the reason being is that right now you just have made your play pause button not only do a play pause, but now you have a modifier which is going to create more possible effects that you can add on to the modifier, which is going to be the turntable effect that we're going to add on. So that being said, now we're going to actually add on our unit effect on button. Okay, so let's go to effects unit, unit on, and then we're going to make the unit on button actually be the play button, which is the same exact button we've been mapping. And then M1, the modifier 1, and then make the value 0. And also very important here, make the effects unit number 2, so because we're going to be using the effects unit on this side for number 2 and deck B on this side. Okay, and then in the interaction mode is going to be again direct. Okay, and since the value is 0 here, it's going to be 1 over here. Okay, make sure invert is not checked. So invert is not checked for the modifier and the unit. It's only checked for the play pause. Okay, and then again you're going to duplicate and hit play on that side there, and again leave the modifier M1, and now you're going to change the value from 1 to 0 and 0 to 1. Okay, and again make sure the effects is unit 2, and now we have a unit on button, so that means that the effects will be turned on and off by using that play pause button. Alright, next is our button. Okay, so again, you want to make sure that this is in a group because we're just going to be using one effect, which is the turntable effect. So we're actually going to be using button 1, so that's where the turntable effect is actually in. So if you have the drop down list under button 1, the turntable will be right there. So when you map it to effects unit button 1, I'm going to hit learn, so that when you hit this, it's going to activate button 1 on this side over here. Alright, once you have that done, again, modifier, everything's always the modifier 1. Set value of 0, make sure effects unit is number 2. Next thing you want to do is change the interaction mode to direct, and if the value is 0 here, this has to be 1. Okay, so we start to kind of develop a pattern. And then once again, duplicate, play will be your interaction mode for that button. And again, make sure if it's your value of 0, change that to 1, and 1 to 0. Effects unit 2, direct, and then moving on to the next step. The next step, you're going to now change the dry wet, okay, so that way the effect, you just hear the effect and nothing else. The music will cut off and you'll just hear that choo effect. So that's what the dry wet is going to help do. Alright, so let's go to add in, okay, and effects unit, and we go to dry wet, adjust, and then we're going to go to learn, same button, modifier 1, value of 0, effects unit 2, from direct, so that's fine there, and the value, let's do a value of 1, and then 0 is here. Okay, and then we're going to duplicate that, learn, same button, okay, and then we're going to change the value from 0 to 1, and then actually from 1 to 0, and then 0 to 1 over here. Okay, same thing, effects unit 2, and moving on. Let's unclick learn. Okay, the last couple of things will be our button. Actually, sorry, our knob is actually our last one. So with knob, okay, what we're going to do is make sure that we have go to effects unit and knob number 1, because we did button 1 and we have to do knob 1, so it has to be pretty much in the same section. Alright, so we're going to choose a knob functionality just by hitting play, and then we go to modifier 1, leave the value at 0. Okay, now here's where you really have to pay attention, also unit effects 2. Right here where it says set value 0, this is going from like off to on. So what you want to do is you with the effect of a turntable, you don't want it to completely go off like right away, because we still want that sound. So if we have it slightly on, almost as if it's drowning out, not too much, just a quick little jolt, you have to have this value set to 0.800, because this is exactly like almost where the turntable is gonna almost stop, but still have that pull to emulate the sound of a record stopping. So so you don't want to put that completely at 1. You want to have it at 0.800. That usually pretty much does the trick. You can get more specific if you want, but that's pretty much what works for me. So once you have that, you want to duplicate, and you want to learn, same button, and like I said before, if it's 1 here, if it's 0 there, you go to 1, and then here I'm going to go down to 0. And the effects is unit 2. It's in direct. And now let's do the test. Here we go. Alright, here you go. Alright, so you do the same exact thing for deck A, and you pretty much got it. So like I said, if you have any questions, just check me out at bboymac27@gmail.com, or just go to selfexpressionproject.org. We have a blog there you can check out. But I don't know if I'm the first one to create this, but hey, if DJs can you know, make use of this, go right ahead. You can email me, let me know what you think about the mapping. If you have any other mappings that you're interested about, let me know. I also have another mapping that I posted. It basically makes these buttons here, the gain, high, mid, lows, and on both sides. And I also made these buttons the kill switches, and I also made this so that when you press the button, you'll be able to see if the kill is on or off. So one more thing about this mapping here of the play pause. Do make sure that the top knob is sort of down, which is the dry wet. Just kind of make sure it's down, especially if you're going to hit a cue point after you've stopped it, because if it's up here, you're not going to hear the cue point. So just be kind of aware of that. But for the most part, if you're just kind of like, just want that effect, you're not really going to kind of bother with cue points if you're just playing and pausing. So just something to keep yourself aware of. So other than that, this is DJ Mac of Self Expression Project, and again, let me know what you think. Peace.